Yo, oh go on everybody. You don't know says yard man Ethan. And I just want you guys to say goodbye to the people that are on TikTok because I was live on TikTok a while ago and I just want to tell you guys to come over to the YouTube, isn't it? Run over to the YouTube channel, make sure so you subscribe. Let's get Yardman to 50k subscribers. Hold on. We're celebrating here tonight. Is me I said, I soon explain why. Right? But I want you guys to join. I want you guys to go over to the Discord. Go over to my YouTube. Subscribe. All them nice things there. Please and thanks. Alright, cool. Later. Blessings for subscribing to my YouTube. Blessings. Alright, so YouTube, I am not going to be treating you like a matey. I'm not going to be treating you like a side girl. I'm going to be giving you guys my undivided attention right here, right now. Alright, so welcome everybody. Welcome. I apologize for not being active on this podcast last week. Somebody there? Yes, I apologize for not being too active last week. I said a lot of things going on that I needed, that my father asked me to help work on, to cook a lot of food. We had some family over, break it here, blah blah blah. Yesterday I posted a new video on YouTube. Hold on one second, let me go over to the Discord real quick. I posted a video on my YouTube about my first TV interview. Now, this interview probably took place when? It took place like about June, July. No, June. I think it's June. I'd have to look back. Wait, no, my hair was did. If my hair was did, that means it happened in July. So it happened in July. You get me? I say, if it isn't the most handsome Jamaican I've ever come across, I'm dead. Hello, Sarah Carey. Big up yourself. So, basically, I edited that video and I posted it for you guys yesterday, and I was talking about my journey of becoming a content creator. That moment was very special for me because that was my first live TV interview, and to make it even and why it was even more special for me was the fact that I was on local TV in Jamaica, right? So I'm happy for everybody who was able to see that. That felt like it was a big deal for me. Being on local TV in Jamaica, people, they did their research and everything. So I'm not going to talk too much about it. All I'm going to say is that far may I come from. I am coming from far. For those of you who have been subscribed and following me on Instagram for a long time, say I'm coming from a far away place. Alright. But today something else happened that I want to show off quick and fast. This happened. Right? If you don't know what the star is hold on, let me see if I can pull it over. The Star is a Jamaican newspaper, one of the biggest newspapers in Jamaica, and they covered the story about how I'm supposed to be starring in an anime created in the Caribbean. Right? I want to big up to my brethren Tolga. He goes by God Made Me So on TikTok. He's the guy who did the whole thing about the Japanese samurai who comes to Jamaica and falls in love with a Jamaican woman, and then he goes to her and says, "Girl, your pum pum fatana." You see me? I say, I hope you guys have seen some of those videos that I did promoting his work and everything. So yeah, so I was in the Star today, and I didn't expect that. I got interviewed for the Star like Wednesday, I just never expected this to be like so soon. Like seeing my face in like newspaper article and all them thing there. I was like, you see me? So with that being said, I've been in a pretty good mood. You know? However, however, what is next for me now is I'm currently editing the mental health doc. And I want you guys to bear with me because this is going to be one of the hardest videos for me to edit. Not just in terms of length, but in terms of emotional exhaustion that may come out of it. Hence the title of this video. This video is going to is a mental health check. I just want to make sure that everyone is okay. And I'll share with you guys, hold on. I'll share with you guys whatever questions that you have regarding the documentary. I'm not going to answer too much because I'm not trying to spoil anything for you guys. I just want to make sure that everybody is good. I also will I also want to be advertising who my therapist is. And my therapist was the one who ended up giving me therapy in this video, and I want you guys to support her. And if you need therapy, like, don't feel bad to reach out to her, like, cause bad man the therapy. Oh yes, and last weekend, Julie Mango released the big collab that she had for Mental Health Awareness Day. So that was another big thing, isn't it? That actually did so much more numbers than I expected. I usually just walk into these things without any type of expectation, but that was fantastic. So yeah, let me see. My therapist here is and I can take on the screenshots, is it me? Hold on, focus. This is my therapist. Take your screenshots. Heart to heart therapy. Come in a ring light. Heart to heart therapy. Take your screenshots. Tell her say yard man send you. Is it me? If you need therapy, go check her out. Alright? So yeah guys, the purpose of this video, the purpose of this documentary, and part of the reason why I started doing this documentary was because it was always a passion project of mine, that I wanted to do a documentary. I wanted to do something to highlight the realities of mental health stigmatization in Jamaica, the need for more attention on the subject. Sorry, and let me tell you where it come from. Ever since I started TikTok, and this was even before I started TikTok, but it got so much more evident since I started TikTok, right? That was, wait, hold on, I want to make sure so I hear myself properly. I should have did a sound test from before. Check 1 3, check. Yo, yeah, I can hear myself. All right, Mark, cool. Just want to make sure that I'm hearing myself properly through this thing. All right, yeah. So ever since I started TikTok, I noticed when I go live, some of the comments, sometimes people would realize that, oh, you're from Jamaica. Oh my God, Jamaica is such a beautiful place. Why did you leave? Like, Jamaica is such paradise, and Jamaica is this, and Jamaica is that, and it's just beautiful. Don't get me wrong, I love my country. The country is beautiful, right? However, I feel as if a lot of people only have a baseline understanding, and that baseline understanding might come from the tourism stereotype. You might think about Jamaica. If you don't know Jamaica, if you're not from the Caribbean and you don't know Jamaica, you probably look at Jamaica and think, oh, white sandy beaches, swimming with the dolphins, smoking hella weed. I can say that because I'm not on TikTok. Hallelujah. I can free up myself a little bit. Yeah, it's smoking a lot of weed. You understand? Damn near dry humping in parties. You get me? Daggering and all them things there. That's probably the idea that a lot of people have of Jamaica. And they think that the entire, island is on that vibe. And, yeah. Jamaica, no problem, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for doing that. But basically, that's the type of idea that a lot of people have, right? So this documentary was to really show Jamaica in a more realistic light. I wanted to show that mental health here is not great. Like, it's not as great as you think, you know. And I wanted to show some of the real life stories, uh, testimonies from some people that I have interviewed. I had to do a couple of Zoom interviews since I got back to the States as well, and a couple of experiences that I have had in Jamaica, and even with my own journey in Jamaica, right? So that's pretty much what this is about. And this doc was never supposed to be about me. It was never supposed to be about me. It was never supposed to be about my journey. It wasn't about supposed to be about my problems. That was never the initial idea. Until my friend who is going to be in the documentary, Bruce Dash, pick up yourself, Bruce. He owns a gym in Jamaica, and you'll learn more about him in this documentary. But he told me that if you're really serious about doing this documentary, I have a friend of mine who I really want you to feature in this. So I said, okay, sure, why not? He said she is a therapist. So I said, okay, cool. Found out that she's an integrative psychotherapist. So I'm like, alright, cool. Right? So I said to him, tell her that I'll be more than happy to feature her in this documentary. She just has to agree to one thing. And that one thing is she needs to give me therapy, an actual therapy session on camera. Yeah. So she was like, you sure you want to do this? I'm like, I'm sure. I have no problem sharing my business and putting it on the internet. Alright? I have no issue doing it. And part of the idea is for many Jamaicans, I wanted to show them what therapy looks like and what to expect using my own experience. Alright? Now, when I went into this, I did not expect anything. I had no expectations. Not low expectations, not high expectations. I had no expectations. And the reason is because I've met a couple therapists before, I've had sessions before, and sometimes it wasn't enough. Like it felt like I haven't really achieved anything out of those sessions. Right? So I still went ahead and I said, this is the first time I'll be doing therapy in Jamaica. Let's go. Let's see what you have to offer. Let's see how good you are. Let me tell you something. This woman, right here, so she, take on the screenshots, please and thanks. She, man, no power. Stop the life from something, man. She, best therapist I've ever had. Best therapist I've ever had. She fully went on to Jean Grey me. Right? When I said Jean Grey, I mean she basically, I was able to go deeper in this session than I expected that I would ever go. I really and truly never expected it. And I don't want to say too much about it, but that session was part of the reason why I took a 3-month break from YouTube, because I learned something about myself in that session that I needed to fix, I needed to change before I got back to YouTube. So here I am. So that session was almost an hour long. So don't be surprised or alarmed if you see Yardman upload a 57-minute video. If you see me upload a 57-minute video, just know that that was the therapy session. All the way. So I'm probably going to just upload that by itself along with the doc that's coming. So I'm probably going to use parts of it for the documentary and then upload that part by itself so you guys can see what it's like. You know, so that's the idea. Um so yeah. That's pretty much the updates that I have to give you guys. I had a pretty decent week. I just need to have a busy weekend so I can get this documentary out of the way, right? And yeah, if anybody else wants to nothing, let me know. Like, come in on the Discord and we can talk. If there's anything, you know, tell me how you are, tell me where your mind is, tell me, you know, even if you have an issue that you want to talk about, you know, come and we talk about. Come and we talk. Alright, so anybody on the live, anybody here, you know, in Discord. For the time being, a couple people in here. I know it's probably a lot for me to be asking you guys about, you know, how are you? How is your mental health? For some people, the simple question of how are you could be such a hard question to answer. You know? So, yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing so much of yourself with your followers. I really appreciate the efforts that you've made recently to destigmatize mental health, and I truly think that what you're planning to put out is going to really shift a lot of perspective for people. So I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Even if it means making one person's life better out of it, you know, that's kind of the idea. Because, you know, mental health, big up Gary Austin, I see in the comments. Mental health is something that is so stigmatized in my country that, you know, some people, even something as simple as conflict resolution skills is lacking generally, you know. All sorts of you know, different ailments and undiagnosed situations and mental health issues, all sorts of stuff are in my opinion are missing, that we could do so much more to raise awareness about and actually do something about, especially in the whole when it comes to parents who pass down their traumas to their children. Sometimes parents don't even realize that they have traumas that they're giving to their children, and many parents might be able to take care of their children's physical well-being, but it's a completely different undertaking for them to manage the mental well-being of their children, because sometimes they themselves haven't even managed their own, so they don't even know how to help somebody else deal with it, you know. So I have experienced a lot of that, you know, big up my parents wherever they are, you know. But it's something that I just feel like it's finally time that we have these grown-up conversations and stop pretending that these things don't exist. Because,
Ethan,
oh, go on, friend.
I just want to say I am so proud of you. Like, I create like a big excitement a while ago. I was like, Mommy, Ethan's in the star. She was like, really? There's a great big excitement. So congratulations to that. I've been a subscriber for like a year. It feels like forever. And just seeing your growth and everything, and just how open you are, and especially you know that this week and last week has been very rough for me,
Mm-hmm.
and bare things, and just having somebody that I could talk to like meant so much. You have no idea, because remember, like, I told you that I was supposed to have a session today. How I look at it, if I never called you or would never think about going through that process.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm in the process of getting help. We'll
Mm-hmm.
talk off air,
Mm-hmm.
but it means so much to me that like you advised me to get help, and I'm now in the process of getting help, and I didn't have the best day today, but just after ending the session I feel so much better.
Mm-hmm.
And just knowing that there is actually help and I'm not alone, and I don't have to be alone, and I don't have to fight whatever I'm fighting alone, means so much to me. So just tell you thank you as well.
Of course.
But yeah,
Of course. Of
yeah.
course. You know, with your situation, um, it you are one of those people who, and me not gonna hide and talk. You know, when the last time you and I had this conversation, you know, you actually had me tearing up. You're one of you're one of
Crying right now?
eh?
I was like, are you crying right now? No, all of a sudden the eye water just drop.
No man, the eye water the Lego man, is it me? But no, you're one of those people. You're one of the people who I see as a system designed to make you feel invisible. I'm just tired of it because you had an issue. You have an issue that you've been dealing with for years, and basically what you've been told for all this time is try harder and do better instead of
Yeah, be more consistent and a bag of stuff.
right, instead of actually trying to give you the help that you need. You understand me? I says so. Um, it was it was unfair. It was absolutely unfair, and I said, "Yo, if this is the type of attitude that you're getting from these type of people in your life, let's try and see what will happen if we can help you get some help." You know, so I'm glad that you're on that journey, and I'm glad that you are definitely doing more to learn more about yourself, and to sometimes you have to demand the help that we need.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you have to
Because
demand it.
yeah. But I will talk off air because there's so much like I want to say that I can't necessarily say
Yeah, that's
here.
fine. That's fine. That's fine. We can talk later.
But
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say to like anybody that's listening, sometimes like finding like us, even though you're no longer a stranger because we're friends, but like sometimes like finding a stranger to like talk to that you can confide into, like even like a parent or like a guidance counselor, like it doesn't matter. Somebody that you can, that you see yourself like, yo, I respect this person and I can talk to this person. Sometimes just talking and getting one recommendation can make a difference. And I can say I've never thought about getting like help just because of past experience of what happens to me, and like other friends, like because I told them the story, Ethan, and they're, trust me, they went off and they're upset, and they're like, this is why they would never go for help because like they're so scared of being pushed aside. What's the word that they did use? Oh my god.
Our word
Start
media
with P.
news
Yes.
for what?
For what the lady did say, she was dismissive.
Oh yeah, she's very dismissive. Yes.
Yes. So it's like, because persons are so dismissive and easy to like push like problems aside and stuff, which is why like they never go for help. But in my case, I was just tired of not getting answers, of not knowing what the issue was or what issue could be, or I just really wanted answers and I needed help, and I wouldn't leave without getting help because I don't want to live the rest of my life not knowing how to make my life better. There are ways that I can make my life better, and they're out there. I just need to go and demand them and get them. So yeah, sometimes I just need to just fight for what they want and fight for your answers. So it's a journey, and sometimes you go drop, you go cry, you go get frustrated, you go to cuss, but it's worth it
Right,
to
right,
get
right,
answers.
right. Wait, hold on, guys. I want to make sure that everybody in the on YouTube are hearing us good. Everybody can hear us. Please leave some comments if you only can hear me. Please and thanks. I want to make sure so the audio is fine.
There's a delay on YouTube. Like on YouTube, it still shows someone else speaking and like you listening, so it might be a second.
Okay. I just want to make sure that everything is Gucci on the YouTube side of things. But yeah, as alright, yeah. So I just got a comment. Thank you, Ashley. But yeah, as I'm saying, like sometimes we really have to demand the help that we need. Sometimes we really need to demand it. Because I've been, as I said, I've been in situations already where I've noticed. Sometimes when even when you talk to some people who don't know how to give you advice or even how to listen to you
Yeah.
or how to give you or how to even talk to you when you're talking about real life issues. Sometimes you hear some people say, "Let's go on, toughen up, son. Everything will be alright. Just yeah, that's a fatherly advice. Just stick through it.
You know one thing I used to
Kill you."
hear a lot?
Yeah.
I need to have tough skin. That's a Jamaican thing.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. We generally have tough skin. As a people, generally, we are very thick skinned, right? But me I talk about. How can I put this? How can I put this? Cause I really don't want to be into any comparison games, but I just want to say that generally, as a people, we are very thick skinned, but when we have some serious issues that we are trying to deal with, that's not a matter of having thick or soft skin. That's not the time when you're actually depressed. When you feel that feeling in your when your depression starts having physical ailments on you, like throwing off your blood pressure, increased heart rate. You feel that feeling in your gut that's sucking away at your energy. You might see yourself sleeping more, or you might probably find yourself not sleeping at all. You get me? I say you're dealing with things that starts to actually affect your physical health. At that point, it's no longer about yo just hold it dog. You know, we need more than just yo hold it dog. We need more than just yo toughen up, man. We need more. We need sometimes we need to learn how to toughen up. We need to actually learn how to deal with these things to actually move forward.
True. That is true.
So sometimes some people say some things because they don't know what else to say. I love my father, but I can't go to my father and talk to him about like some serious issues what are going on in my head. You get me? Like I already know, and I can't do the same thing with my mother. I really can't. This week, I recommended a friend of mine to therapy. At first, it started as a joke in a group chat. She asking about relationship advice, and the man them was roasting her. I myself was roasting her because she was being very. She was one of them girls who was being very hot and cold. She would say X and then she'd turn around and say Z, and then I'm receipting the hell out of her. I'm like, yo, you can't just say this, which means the complete opposite of what you just said right here. So what's wrong with you? What's happening? And then I said some things like, yo, me upset and I'm not even your man. No wonder your man upset. You get me? So then what happened was she come to me one side and we start talking, and then she actually displayed that she really and truly wanted to get help because she realized that she was the problem in her relationship. So I was like, whoa, okay, tone switch now.
Step. First step. That's the first step. Acknowledgement.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, tone switch now. Okay, mad. Talk to me. So get a little bit more information, whatever, and we start talk. I drop the jokes at this point. You get me? So I'm like, are you really serious? You want to do this? And I gave her my manager's not manager. I gave her my therapist contact, and I think tomorrow is when she's supposed to be doing her assessment. You get me? I say. So I'm really happy to see that. Not only am I getting clients for my therapist, but I'm actually these people are actually doing what they need to do to get help that they need. So I'm glad to see that people are actually going in this direction. But one thing I can say about what she has told me was, again, there was that element of parents not being there in her emotional upbringing, her mental maturity. They were there physically, roof overhead, married, mutual, nuclear family. You get me, I say. But there was that missing element of proper mental upbringing, you know. And I find that even for the most privileged of us in Jamaica, a lot of us very uptown for that matter, you know, many of us, um, we might come from backgrounds where we don't have to worry about we don't have to worry about finding food, but we might have some other things that are bothering us, and even our own parents who might provide the world for us can't provide that for us. And some enough to talk about the other side where you might have some parents who barely can provide anything at all, for that matter. You get me, I say. So at the end of the day, I think we really and truly, especially during this pandemic, we really and truly need to pay more attention to matters of our mental health, because a lot of people used to use parties, going out, as a way to cope. Having a shit week, but at least at the end of it, Friday night, yeah, Friday itself, I wind up on the people them data. And right now, that well illegal in Jamaica. So yeah, that's pretty much where it is. Um, I'm not going to stay too long in this live though, because I want to make sure I need to make sure that I can get back to my editing and I can get back to what I'm doing. But if there's anybody else who wants to say anything, ask anything, share anything whatsoever, feel free to jump in on the Discord and the talk. Um, I've pretty much given you guys my updates. Make sure you say by the weekend star, by the way. Your boy is in it. If you see this, please make sure you say take a picture and tag me on Instagram. I beg you. Is it me? But yeah. I have more things. I have more things working on. I have more things to come. So, anybody else? Any?
Yeah, this is a little bit. I was a little bit behind because I was watching on YouTube. Like scored on YouTube, like time
Yeah,
difference. But
yeah.
I remember you were talking about like sometime when you try say something to your friend and it's like them a try to say, "Oh, you just have a wallet dog" or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, I've been guilty of this before, but sometimes you don't necessarily know what to say. You understand? And at that point, the only thing you could say is just vote it because you don't want to not say anything and make it look like say you're not paying attention. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Just didn't want to bring up that point. And I like say you don't care or whatever. It's just like sometimes in terms of the situation, I don't necessarily know what to say because
You just don't know
I
how to help.
yeah, exactly.
And
You
Because
don't
I've been in a situation with like my friends. Well, they never tell me say. Well, they don't necessarily say to me say, "Well, it just they say, you know what, it is what it is. You just have to just be content with it." Is that I wrote a poem recently, and one of the lines that I use is that I've learned how to I've been told to just accept my pain, like it's okay, like it is what it is, and it's not that my friends like the ones like they just they necessarily can't help me, and they themselves want help. I don't know how to get help, and just it's the sense of being. It's just a sense of being ignored and like it's not really a problem. Just chat regular thing that everybody go through that, and just fix it and deal with it on your own.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not trying to bring that point per se. It's like you don't necessarily know how to like help them with their situation, and that is where it brings to a point where you just have to say, oh, bro, you know what we can do for help you, but you just have to hold it because sometimes you just have to hold it actually.
You know,
Understand? And eh,
I appreciate your honesty. What I would say though is, if
mm.
a situation is presented to me and I don't know how to handle it, I would be honest with them. I would straight up say, yo,
No, that's the thing. That's the thing. Sometimes it's like, alright. Personally, I'd say sometimes if I talk to some of my friends or anything, and they bring anything to me, usually, if I can relate, I would tell them what I would do in that situation. I would say, look, it might not work for you, but this is what I can do, and try and give them a perspective to try and work out their situation. You understand? And yeah, we just try to push that because I don't want to make it look like so look, don't care about it because I do care. It's just that I don't necessarily know what to say.
and I get that,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, still, just because you don't know what to say in that moment doesn't mean,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you care for someone, that doesn't mean that you can't do the proper research to help steer them in a better direction. Because sometimes, because don't get me
Oh.
wrong, don't get me wrong, I understand what you're saying, but you can still, if you care, you can still help someone by doing the research to understand more so, right? Me not gonna call nobody name, but recently, someone come to me and she was telling me about her issues, about needing, about, she was very open about wanting to get therapy, right? And I know that I'm not a therapist. I can only, I know so much and so little at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
I may be able to make my own assessments, and of course, I'm going to say more than just wallet, But if I'm trying to steer her in a proper direction, immediately, I know that she's in university. So then I start looking online, and I'm like, yo, your university has a counseling unit. Go check them. Go talk to them. She never noticed.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Enough people who go to university don't know these things. So them university actually have like a counseling unit. Like,
Isn't it like required at this point though?
you'd think, right?
Or it should be. Or
Yeah,
it should be required because I mean, especially nowadays, it ain't easy at all.
right. So
And
even if you have a friend, and God forbid, they're completely inconsolable and they just need somebody to bear them heart to, you know, just by listening, and even if you don't know what to say, that don't mean you can't help them. You can't help steer them in a better
Share an
direction.
example of something that happened to me this week. And it was so simple and so weird, but I appreciated it so much. I told a friend that I was like in the best state, and he's not the most expressive person, but he realized how distressed I was. And he said he was outside and he's doing farming and has some bunnies. He took a picture of a bunny. I was like, I don't know if this can do anything, but here's a bunny. If it makes you smile. And then it's like, here's a tree. If you can't be able to go outside, it just gestures like that. It was weird, but it made me smile and it just made my day a little bit better. So sometimes it's just like little things that can make such a difference. You don't have to do nothing big. Sometimes if you just listen, sometimes we just want somebody to listen to. And even though, yeah, they probably need help, probably can send them a poem, probably can send them a picture of a bunny. I don't know, just some little stuff.
Thank
As I
you.
say, do a little research
Thank
or
you.
something. It's just effort.
Thank you, Jada,
And
because yeah, finish. Sorry. Finish what you said.
yeah, as I was saying, it's just effort. The brother sent a picture of a bunny. It was so random, but it made me feel better. And he sent me a picture of a tree. I was like, here's a tree. Absorb all the oxygen. It was so weird, but it was so sweet.
Let me tell you. When you have friends and you actually care about their mental states, even if you don't know what to tell them in a very stressful situation, just being a friend in that situation could be very helpful. Not only, as Nikki Bingham said, You can start by saying, yo, I honestly don't know what to say, but let's figure it out. Maybe we should reach out to a professional or something in that line, right? You see, I can tell you a personal testimony that happened to me while I was in Jamaica. One day I was just having a very like this randomly super emotional day, and I know what the trigger was. My trigger was a girl I was talking to. I really liked. I immediately realized that she was not a good communicator, and just to get feelsy because I was just beating up on myself. I'm like, yo, why is it that every woman who I give access to me, why is it always the ones who can't communicate? I'm trying to break generational traumas here. I'm trying to break cycles here. I is like every time a woman who interested in me, something wrong with her. You get me? I say, and I was just beating up on myself. And then I went into one of my group chat with my brethren them, and I just typed out something like, "Yo, man, them whenever feel like you just have some days that just feel like you just want to ball." My brethren saw that, and literally later on in the day, him and them girlfriend come over. Them bring KFC. Them bring other food. Them say, "Yo, we'll watch a movie." Just walk into my place and they say, "Yo, movie I play." And we spoke about what happened afterwards. Yeah, them fully bring food. Fully bring food and everything. And then and I spoke about it recently, like a few weeks ago, and he literally told me, brother, in that moment I saw that you really needed a friend, and I just never wanted it to be by yourself. So I was like, you is a good friend, sir. Isn't me? So even
No, I saw a quote recently, not to cut you, but like, if a friend brings you food, is a really good friend. Like, I'm sorry, KFC is like, it's KFC. Jamaican KFC is the best. And just
Yeah,
you realize a friend in a bad mood and they spend money to buy KFC for you.
right,
Serious.
right. So even if he didn't know, and we all know KFC had the way to your heart to build a man. So even though he never knew exactly what to say, it was still meaningful that him say, "Yo, we're just like try to take your mind off of it for a little bit." You get me? I said that's why so many men in Jamaica sometimes their therapy is playing a game online. So sometimes if your brethren is in a really bad mood, you get me? I say, and if you don't know what to say, sometimes you're like, sometimes instead of just saying, "Yo, just hold it," sometimes you're just like, "Come on, could play some FIFA, na dog. Come on, could just bun one game quick, no man." And you know, and even in those moments when you're enjoying yourself, maybe you can try to talk to him a little bit more and say, "So brother,
We do things like that, but I just like certain situations where you just you don't know what to say, but as I said before, you can um you can research and
mm-hmm.
try to help them out. So if that situation come, I'll try that.
Right." And
I'll do that.
sometimes what's best, because we're trying to break the stigma here, is sometimes you really have to say, "Yo, on a big man level, me don't know what to say to you about this because it's bigger than me. God
No,
knows."
that's the thing. No. I've said that before.
Mm-hmm.
Said that before. Like sometimes I say, yo, G, like if we can't relate, cause as me as a person, I try not to. I try to tell you the raw truth.
Yes.
Understand? Cause I want that for my if somebody notice something with me, I want them to tell me the raw truth and see if I can fix it or whatever. You understand? So
Which
in
is
turn,
right.
I try to tell people
Which is
the
right.
raw truth.
Which
You
is right.
understand?
Which is
And
right.
me just I say like sometimes even I know like recently when Buddha say yo, I'll just walk it. Because Buddha just see it and say look, honestly I don't know how to help you because usually how I can help if I can relate. I am no therapist. I know like every therapist can relate to certain people problems, but I'm no therapist, so but I'm just trying to bring that point across. You understand?
Yeah. But as I said,
Yeah,
sometimes, yeah. Continue, finish.
and so like even then, um, most of my close friends are still in Jamaica, and like, cause me come up and when me I go college, like in college setting, I mean you have a few friends, but as a different semester come, different set of people. Cause usually how I make friends is like first semester me vet it out, you understand? And the second semester we cool. the second semester you already gone to our next class or wherever, and so it kind of different up here. But like, I mean, sometimes even when a friend is like in any issues or anything like that, we probably do a video call as I said we do, or like play a FIFA online or something. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I feel like it can do more, but at the same time, that's the least that is at least the most I can do right now.
Right.
Yeah.
But as I said, never fear to point your friends in the direction of a professional, is what I'm saying as well. Because sometimes we really do need to point our friends in the direction of a professional and say, yo, if you really and truly need this help, I would suggest seeing XYZ. You get me? As I said, look here now. This right here is my therapist, and I can take screenshots of her. She's heart to heart therapy on Instagram. Just DM her, talk to her. Is it me I say? This is her job, mind you. This is her job. Is it me I say? And I understand. One of the things I know about therapy is that I know some people may not feel ready to spend money on a therapist. I know that, right? But just like how we need to spend money if we go see a doctor, see something with therapists. Sometimes there are things about us that we ourselves are not going to learn until we're in that moment. Sometimes we have some epiphany moments in that moment. But let me tell you something about therapy. One thing about therapy is it not gonna work unless you're willing to communicate, and you have to be able to talk to the therapist, and you have to be able to talk with the people that you seek therapy from. So even why do I have a random hangout? So even if you know having somebody that you can talk to, and even if you can break down and talk to somebody, even if they don't know what to say, at least you're able to communicate. So if you see someone who is verbally ready to express what is going on in their minds, then you can say, all right, are you willing to speak to a professional? That could be the next step, and we need to do more to make it a bit more normalized. And this is no this and let me say this one thing. This is not a knock on Christians. This is not a knock on church. I do believe that, especially if you're religious, I do believe that does have a place in your life, right? However, and this is what I had to say to somebody this week, the same friend who was talking about, her, having a mutual family, but her parents were not able to provide for her emotionally and mentally. She told me that her parents were Adventists, very church oriented family, right? And I know for a fact we're going to have those people, when you try to speak to them about what your issues are, them going to say, come on church, man, and let's pray away the problems. But here's the thing that I need to say to the church people probably even watching this. You know what I'm saying about prayer, right? Prayer without what is dead.
Faith is dead, bro.
Prayer without what is dead. So if you want to try to pray your problems away, but you're not trying to do the proper work for actually deal with it, what you expect to happen?
It's like exercise. They can't get them say, yo, I'm gonna be fit, I'm gonna go exercise and get fit. Every day get up and say, yo, you're gonna do it.
I never do it.
I never do it.
Cause you can pray to God all night for put a muscle
like
upon your body, You get me? I say
like prayer without action or something like that.
prayer without works.
Oh yeah. Prayer without works. General.
Right? Come on, church. Let's pray this problem away. Right? Let's not do that, guys. Let's not do that. Let's be smart about this, please and thanks. Right? We actually need. So we have the prayer. As a country, as religious as Jamaica may be, we have the prayer. We have the grannies and the parents who in the church. We have the pastors. We have the prayer. But we need to do the works. Right? Even at my church, I encourage persons to get therapy because they understand the importance of it. Hallelujah. That is fantastic. That is fantastic. So we really and truly need to do this. We really and truly need to do more to, you know, normalize the mentality around the therapy. Alright? So people them, yeah, I'm overtime right now. I need to go do some other stuff. And I'm going to work on this documentary over this weekend. Alright, so big up on the day myself. Have a fantastic weekend. DM me, message me. People in Jamaica, please. If you're in Jamaica and you see the Jamaica Weekend Star, find my section of the article, take one nice picture of it, and post it on Instagram. Or your stories. You can post it in your stories and tag me, please. I beg you, please. I'm not in Jamaica right now, so I can't have like a physical.
I said, Nick, mommy on a mission, Ethan. I said, mommy, go need to buy 2 papers. I'm saving one for you. I'm going to get it tomorrow, promise.
Please, cause me I come back to Jamaica November, December. So me really want to have, you know, me really want that. So please.
I'm going to try and get it. I have to get it. Because I was like, mommy, Ethan is in the Star. This is like such a big deal. I had to tone down because I was pretty low, but I got really excited. Yeah.
I appreciate it. I really and truly appreciate it. So don't worry, we're going to get this mental health thing done. I'm going to get it done, and this after that I can finally start doing. No, I have some other old content, but after that, can start do some new content after that. But I just have to work on this for the weekend. All right. So people, big up on